Our series looking back at the highlights in the 2015 Parliamentary calendar. In part one of the series, our Parliamentary correspondent Lukhanyo Calata looked back at the events which marked this year's State of the Nation address. Today, he looks at how that event led to Parliament tightening its rules in a bid to rein in unruly MPs.
The National Assembly's Speaker, seriously unimpressed. The night before, Baleka Mbete and Thandi Modise had their hands full trying to maintain order in the National Assembly. EFF MPs had been at their worst behavior as they interrupted President Jacob Zuma from delivering his State of the Nation address. In a bid to restore calm, Mbete and Modise called the police on them.
I also ordered the security officers to please assist.
But Honourable Speaker, we want to speak.
Parliament's Rules Committee was already busy reviewing the rules, but their work was kicked into overdrive following the disruptions of the State of the Nation address. The ANC wanted an immediate clampdown and called for more powers for the presiding officers, especially for joint sittings of Parliament.
We cannot be held at ransom by one party because we all have our rights. We were elected by members, by the people of this country to come and represent them here. The Parliament is not about President Zuma or any other individual.
The official opposition was skeptical, arguing that more powers could lead to the abuse of Parliament's rules.
And that must be a multi-party oversight authority to ensure that the protection services themselves are acting in a way that is fair and consistent to all parties, and that they're not developed into a private sort of internal army, which I think would undermine their authority quite dramatically.
The EFF remained defiant. It said, much like the ANC, it too had a mandate, and it wouldn't be intimidated.
Let me assure you that even if you can pass a rule, even if you can propose that there must be guns to shoot members who disagree with President Zuma, are still going to disagree with him and demand him to do what is right for this country. So you're not going to solve the problem. You are wasting your time.
The discussions on new rules for the House lasted most of the year. Then, in November, the Rules Committee finally proposed a set of new rules to the National Assembly. This as they seek to restore order, dignity and decorum during sittings of the House. The new and tougher rules were eventually adopted, and next year's State of the Nation address will be the first time that they'll be in force and most probably tested. Only time will tell, however, if they'll stand up to the test. Lukhanyo Calata, SABC News, Parliament.